Okay, so today we're going to talk about grip strength. If your hands fall asleep when you ride your motorcycle, if you suffer from carpal tunnel, things like that, sometimes we want to do things that are going to strengthen our grip. So if you are here because you read the BMW Owners News article, this is the kind of companion video to that article. I mentioned some strength training type of things that you can do in that article, and I wanted to just show you what they are so that you have a little bit of a frame of reference. The first one is called farmer's walks. And so basically a farmer's walk is just getting any kind of heavier weights and having one in each hand and honestly just walking with them, okay? So because you're carrying a heavy weight, you're activating these grip muscles to be able to hold on to it while you move, okay? So it's just working a lot of those little stabilizers in your forearms. Another one that I mentioned is called a pinch plate. Now, I want you to imagine that this is one of those round weights that you would put on the end of a bench press bar. I don't have one of those, but basically if I am going to carry something with just my fingers, I have to pinch and carry those. So just holding something heavy by using your pinching fingers, if you will, is a helpful way to strengthen those small muscles. You can also do it, I've got like a folded over stand bag here. So you can also do it here. That's actually a lot harder. I can feel that in my hand muscles and in my forearm muscles. So that's pinch plate. Another one that we talk about in that article is called reverse arm curls or reverse forearm curls. And that's where you're going to take a weight and you're going to hold your forearm straight and you're going to reverse pull up on that weight. I like to do it when I'm seated. You can lay your forearm across your leg and just hang your wrist over the end of your knee and then just pull up and do this. What you're doing is you're activating and strengthening all of these muscles on the top of your forearm and the top of your wrist. You can also do reverses like this, laying your hand open with your palm facing up, and you can pull and do wrist curls that way. The last one in that list is a dead hang. Now, I don't have a pull-up bar, but if you did, you could do just a dead hang. On it, literally, you're just hanging from a bar, hanging with your own weight. What that does is it strengthens your grip because you're just having to use your hands to hold you up as you're dead hanging. So that's another way to strengthen grip. Now we also are talking about upper body endurance training, and so there's a couple exercises I want to show you for that. So the next thing is push-ups. So obviously push-ups are going to be strengthening to your upper arms and your forearms, your chest, your shoulders, all of those stabilizers that we use on the bike. And so you can do your push-ups straight arm, flat out. You can do a modified push-up where you're on your knees if you need to be. But basically those push-ups are strengthening that whole upper body. And so upper body endurance and strengthening is what we're shooting for there. In a similar vein, we've got planks. So a plank position is where you are up on your toes and or your knees. You can do a modified plank. But this is just, if you're holding this for 30 to 60 seconds at a time, you're just working on upper body endurance strength. And so that's another way that we can work with that. And then any high repetition shoulder work. Okay, so let me grab my weights here. So shoulder work, light weights, high repetition for muscle endurance would be, things like, doing these kind of shoulder exercises, or doing an overhead press, doing a straight front press, things like that. So any kind of shoulder work where you use a light weight, even things that you may have learned for like rotator cuffs. So you can do, some spins like this, and that's gonna work on endurance in this whole deltoid and trap area. And then lastly is, you may or may not have this, but working with a TRX or a suspension trainer. So I have a yoga trapeze that I'm gonna get down here and show you what I mean. So this yoga trapeze functions similarly to a TRX trainer, which is the things at the gym that you may have seen that hang from the ceiling. This has 3 different grip lengths. And so without using the sling part, I can use these for strength training. Now I can also do a dead hang using these for my grip strength. So we were talking about dead hangs. So you would literally just use your body weight and hang, and that is going to increase grip strength. But another way you can do it is by doing kind of reverse push-ups. So if you put yourself at an angle, you can pull yourself up and pull your own body weight up and down. And what that does is that works your hand, wrist, and forearms, strengthening them. It's also working your upper chest and your back, but it's a lot of grip strength. So maybe you can try something like that if you have access to a gym or even just a yoga trapeze. I hope this has been helpful. And if you have any questions or comments, you can leave them below. I hope this has been helpful. And if you have any questions or comments, you can leave them below.